Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Halloween episode of Mysteries and Monsters. As you cannot see us on screen because we've all decided a few weeks ago to be in costume for this evening, and we have not yet seen each other's outfits. And so I will start the reveal by turning my camera on, and then we'll move. Uh, we'll move one by one. So let's start with the GM. Good evening and welcome.
Oh, nice.
A person that you had not yet met but might tonight. Let's move on to the next in line. I'm seeing. Let's start with Gale, shall we?
Hello.
Oh, all right.
Wait, I'll do it again. Hello.
Nice.
Sorsha. Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Let's move on to our wizard for tonight.
Yep.
There we go.
Hey.
Oh, I like the beard. I like it. And finally, the one that quite honestly, the one that we've been waiting for. The real one, the one of us five who really had a challenge in this. Vroondomon, reveal yourself. Oh, that is fantastic.
Rune.
This is why my sound is a bit bad.
Yeah.
So, of course, we will be wearing this at least for the first part. To my players, feel free at any time should you feel uncomfortable or we not hear you across the internet to please remove the costume for your ease and for ours. Um, so
It's...
It's perfect.
Yeah.
yeah, it really is. It really is.
It's perfect, but I think it's also gonna be very, very annoying very quickly.
Thinking is difficult.
So yes, thank you for joining us today, and well, for this session. The last session we were missing a wizard, and so we decided to do a little out of series as we explored some of the missing locations from this campaign. However, let us move back to Omu and let us recall what happened previously on Mysteries and Monsters in Omu. Um, as we had left the party, they had basically just decided to say fuck it and let's get those cubes, as you had basically assaulted the lair of the red mages of Thay. What started as a maybe conversation moved very quickly to both sides realizing quickly that there would be conflict. And conflict there was. Um, you quite quickly actually managed to um, get rid of the of those mages until you realize that the spell flinging and the cries and the general noise of battle had attracted another person to the scene. As
I respect that commitment until the end.
Yeah.
as the oh right, those were there are three of them. I forgot about that. Um, as the King of Feathers joined in the fray, and you took him out fairly quickly as well. Fair enough.
I mean, If I can be honest, it could have been more quickly, but I'm not gonna complain.
As the however, as you recover from the attack, as the sound of battle and the cries of the death cries of this massive legendary beast echoes out of your mind and out of you. Well, question is, what do you do?
Rest.
No, Sorsha, I'm not gonna take that healing potion. Just let me lie down. I'm not feeling
Sleep.
okay. Let me sleep. See, Gale is giving very good advice. See, and I just ploofed down with all my clothes completely ripped open, and you just hear a very loud ah.
I think Gale is slightly more discreetly and slightly more prepared, as in she actually opens her bedroll, but she's gonna do exactly the same.
I am actually unharmed.
So do you decide? So we are maybe late afternoon as this is happening. Are
Wait.
you deciding?
Wait. There's been a provocation and I tend to reply. Okay?
Okay.
So you said you were laying down, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be pinned. You boy, don't get fuck around with your life on the line. So, saving others is good, but when I say to you drink the fucking potion, you drink the fucking potion. Am I clear?
I'm actually
Waiting
with
for a
her.
response here.
Going to make you.
Fine. Start to drink.
Good. Thank you, Heinrich. You may go, I'm dear DM.
As the as this conversation is happening, you can see that the two tabaxi who have been sort of been plucking feathers from the these feathers are a meter long, right? They're plucking feathers from the scalp of this beast and sort of as trophies. They sort of almost in reverence, almost in shock that they've managed to survive the encounter. Dragonbait and Artis are them going about to each one of these zombies and basically making sure that they're either beheaded or the head at least is destroyed to make sure that nothing can bring them back up again. Basically on cleanup duty.
Gale is actually getting back up. She never really installed her camp, but she needed a bit of a laydown after the hit she took. But as much as I would like to rest, I don't think staying here is a good idea.
Artis comes up and says, "I was about to suggest that. So, we moving from here?"
Yeah.
You just get a feather as
Yeah, we might want to check those tents out. They might have supplies we could use.
Absolutely. And I'll get into the first tent to start checking.
Okay. So, as you walk about and trying to sort of loot the place, as I mentioned before, they have they don't have a lot. You can see that this is what they've managed to secure from basically in escaping. The tents are leather or cloth sort of draped, but they are in tatters or repurposed. Most of the thugs have their basic equipment on them, but there's not much with regards to gold or precious and you can see that
Resources.
the anything that would have been their pay, for example, or whatever, they don't have on them. So, however, as you look to the mages, let me just get back to here.
The mage's tent, I guess.
So the mage's tent, you do find there's in one of the mage's tent you do find a lockbox. Though no, it's a box, but you cannot see any hinge to it. There are no hinges, nor do you even see any particular opening. It is like a solid wooden box. It is inlaid with silver and sort of etchings into the wood with iron reinforcements at the corners. But this is a box, but it has no. You cannot see the hinge, nor can you see if there's any key. You do. I mean, there is not much you need to do to decide that this is most likely is a secure box.
Yeah, I put it on the side. I'll show it to Heinrich. Heinrich will probably have an answer for that. So I'm just putting aside everything that looks interesting for now.
Okay. What are the others? Let's see, what would you find as well? Somebody roll me a d10, please.
Who would like to roll?
Well, who else is looking?
Who else is looking? Okay. You find the equivalent of 4 days of ration. These are dried. These are sort of dried meats and sort of your iron rations that you actually find in the guards' tents. Apparently, one of them sort of squirreled food away without telling the others. A clear sign that he was maybe trying to run for it at some point. You do find, if you have, Artis will replenish his quiver of arrows, but other than that, there's not much. However, on the
we're looting the bodies too.
Yeah, you're looting the bodies. On the mages, you will find, and I
already took mostly the books.
Yes.
And a book with a yellow. I'm gonna check again that I don't say stupidities. But there was one of the books was in a yellow cloth. I got Zagmaira's book, Yamok's book, and one book in yellow cloth.
Yes. So So I will actually put in our Discord. I will send you the. Where do I put it? I'll put it in player notes. I will put. This is basically the list of the list of spells present in the mage's books, the basic books. So all of them sort of have that particular. And I will say,
okay.
The book, so the book that you're in yellow cloth, as you sort of open it, you do find it seems to be it's a journal. It's a journal. There's embossed on it a flag with a yellow sort of standard sort of rolled around it.
That's the banner, the book of the yellow banner.
And it is a diary of as you sort of look through it, a diary of the travels of this particular group of adventurers called themselves the Yellow Banner, including their mission to find the specific treasure deep within the Tomb of the Nine Gods, and the description of the descriptions of the different interactions and discoveries along the way. You can see that while they did go through some of the places that you visited, they also went further east, and there is a heavy account of the life at where was that place again? At Kirsabal. So apparently they went there at Kirsabal, and you do find mention of a almost as a way of to look into and maybe abuse relationship later of a pair of children who apparently how did I put this? Who claim to be descendant of Omuan royalty. And
I'll
there,
relay that information to Vroon directly.
and there is a sketch of there's a particular sketch of a young boy wearing a face mask in the shape of a large beak, wearing around his shoulders a sort of a coat of feathers.
I think that these names mean nothing to.
The names. Let me just get you those names. Well, actually, you know the names. If you had seen our previous episode from the previous week, you would know those names. Here we go. So it is Princess Moixanare and her little brother, who is called Na. She is described as being a prissy little teenager entitled with delusions of grandeur, believing that her destiny is already known by all, and the only reason why she is not on the throne of Omu is because of the laziness of every other monarch in the world. And it is mentioned that the leader of the group has sort of convinced her that he himself will place her on the throne in exchange for pretty much any domain that he would wish in Chult. The book itself, you see, is unfinished. The last mention is of basically hiding the book as they will start entering the tomb the next morning. But the book was found apparently.
Start entering the tomb the next morning.
Yep.
That's interesting. Any description on how?
It's
Any
mentioned
mentions
we
of-
have found the cubes we will be entering. We have collected all 9 cubes have been collected. We will be entering the tomb tomorrow morning.
Huh. That's interesting. So that means when they used it, it actually
Repops.
repopped. Yeah.
Or was replaced.
Well,
I don't think the Red Wizards of Tay would have replaced the cubes in their locations just to pick them up after.
Them, but
They may have been mistaken.
Either they are mistaken or the cubes reappear in their places.
we'll see, I guess.
Yeah. Alright.
And so you have found those, and you have this sort of one piece of this wooden box made of one solid piece.
Yeah, as soon as I get to Heinrich, I'll show it to him.
I'll do the full check of does it have arcane properties, does there are runes on it, and if it is unopenable, I'll try to fling a knock on it to try to open it.
Okay. Right. Make me a what kind of investigation check are you doing?
I think I'll start with an Arcana check just to see like
The usual.
Right. Okay. So, that's a natural 1. However, it is still a 10. This thing is obvious. You've seen these. You have this is your basic magic lockbox, basically. Usually these are fairly simple. There is either a password or there is a. It's an arcane lock in a sense as there is no lock to pick. And so you would need to be a magic caster to actually open these. Now, what you don't know is the method. You don't know if it's a password. You don't know if it's a specific object that you would bring to it. This is an arcane puzzle box, basically.
I'll put it down at a safe distance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take some step back. I'm gonna do some 60 feet, like the maximum of my knock. And I'm gonna be like, anyone around that box, go away from it. At least very far away.
Where are you? You're doing
Very
that here,
well.
over here, somewhere? Wait.
Yeah, let me see.
Like over
Like,
here somewhere?
yeah, like let's say I put it here.
Okay,
Like
just
I drop it here and then 10, 20, 30, 30, 40. I'm gonna be there. And then I'm gonna snap my finger and cast knock on it.
okay. So here, like this.
Yep.
Okay. Could you just put the spell in chat so that I can read and
Of course.
Okay, so choose an object. Right. Okay. So there is a large knocking spell, a enormous sort of bang as the box sort of jumps. However, the box doesn't sort of flop open.
If the object is held shut with an arcane lock, the spell is suppressed for 10 minutes, but you still have to go and open the chest yourself.
I'm gonna wobble back.
You now notice that there is a just a small line of sort of joined line, sort of across the box, as in maybe the lid could be sort of slid either up or to the side.
So if something happens, I know you guys will have my back, and I'll lift it up.
Okay. As you move it to the side, can you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh god.
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw.
Should have stood closer to you.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you're gonna take the full damage. So as you open the box, there's this feeling of sort of a sucking of air. You feel yourself sort of almost go as you can feel this your skin is sort of almost dry up, as you take 3d6 necrotic damage.
Is it a wizard?
So that is a total of 9 necrotic damage, as this box eats your attacks your soul, basically.
You just hear a uh-oh. And you just see me on one knee with a little streak of blood, like, God damn it. And I'll try to look in it if I find something interesting.
Comes over
Mage
like, are you
Hand
okay?
is a cantrip that you have next time.
Are you explaining me how to do my magic? Yes, I know Mage Hand, but I don't know. Every time they're gonna look in their box, they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna disarm it. Jesus, Red Wizard sucks. There, I said it.
Yeah,
As you look inside, you notice that it is there's sort of compartments. There are the box. While the box is about maybe 30 centimeters by 20, sort of long box. There you find a pair of books put in the side, and what seems to be a satchel. But as you move it around, you hear the clinking of coin inside, or at least there's a clinking of yes, either coin and maybe others.
After Gale politely giving some advice, I'm gonna snap my fingers in Mage Hand. I'm gonna be like, well, okay, that's one. Gonna get the book out, and I'm gonna be like, ooh, new book, and I'm gonna put it in my hand, and I'm gonna check it.
First of all, the book is much smaller than you would. So they're about maybe this big. Clearly made for maybe smaller. No, I would say even maybe a bit smaller, about that size.
Okay.
Though maybe a bit thicker. So yeah, notebook size. And yes, you can see sort of two of them, and you can see that there's on the side of them, there is a rune which seems to be personal rune. This is not language or whatever. This is an arcane signature of some kind, indicating the owner of the book. You can also see that they were placed in the box and maybe padded, as they were too small for the space that was allowed for them.
Mm-hmm.
And there are two of them. Do you want to examine them, or do you want to go through to the pouch?
I'll do that later. I'm gonna put it in my personal. I will
Okay.
keep it in my hand, but I'll take the pouch and I'll bring it to the others.
Okay.
Look what I found.
Could somebody please roll me a D10 plus 10?
okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
I mean,
At a quick glance, because you are adventurers and instinctively know how much what things are worth, you find 1,800 gold pieces worth of assorted platinum pieces, gems, and other and such.
Accountant.
Hmm?
I invoke Vroondomon to take notes of our future.
How much
So-
was that again?
1,800 gold pieces of gems and coins. Though you notice that the coins are clearly Thayan. They are, instead of being gold, sort of yellow gold, they are of pink or red, of red coloration to them, and they have a grinning skull on one side, and on the other you have the image of a tower.
Right.
Yeah, so on one end you've got the tower, and on the other you have this grinning skull with sort of a hooded, so the image of a hood on top of it. You also find within the box a series of basically a series of papers, but are clearly in some sort of cipher.
Okay. Are there traces of the cubes anywhere? Because I don't think we have found them yet.
No, actually on Zagmira's no, actually I did mention that on Zagmira's person, you had found the let's see, you had found two other cubes. You found the ones for basically the Froggymuth and the bunny. I forget the term.
Okay.
The Almirage. There we go. So you now have a total of 5 cubes in your possession.
Just, I'm gonna throw a very long ball and just asking a thing. I have a feature of linguist that specializes me in languages and in ciphers also. Is there a chance with the specialty that I have that I can try to decipher it?
It will take time. I'm not going to say, yes, sure, you decipher it within the 5 minutes. It could be a project.
No. That is... Yeah, I think I'll take that as a project then.
Okay. Well, on your rest, we can discuss that.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What about the 2 remaining guards?
The 2 remaining thugs are so these are definitely locals. You can see they've already sort of taken off. They've already sort of thrown to the side any remnants of a red uniform or red sort of red cloth that they were wearing. So they're basically basically shirtless, and sort of all that's been sort of thrown away. Orvex is talking to them. They seem to be calmed down for now. Orvex has tried to maybe sort of calm them, but they are still looking towards you. No, actually, they're not paying complete attention to them. They are talking to Orvex. And they seem to be talking about their either their life story or how they got involved or what they're going to do next. They know Orvex. He used to work with them, right? And so the idea is, what do we do? What are we going to do? And they are talking in Chaltian, so I don't think you would understand.
No, but I'll go.
But they seem to be. It's chatting. This is talking. It's a bit serious, but it's not any. There are no threats going around. There's nothing of that sort.
They'll go to. Huh? Right.
I'm actually going to wait. Just give me a second. I'm going to turn your volume up because I can barely hear you. Okay, say that again.
Oh. You survived. Congratulations.
And one of them, sort of in common, says, "Yes, that is why we make good hires. But not all so lucky."
Well, you've picked bad hire.
He sort of grins at you, and you can see that there's definitely a look of he's sort of wondering, is she here to gloat? And it says, "Yes, we made mistake. You are more efficient killer than our employers. So what now then? You release us? You hire us? You let us go?
You're free. We are not. We didn't want to fight you. We wanted to get rid of the maid. And if you remember, I even tried to convince you not to fight us. You decided. You can say I didn't warn you. But still. And well, at least you won't be walking through your day.
He sort of looks and says, I don't think he really says anything. No, okay, here's the answer. The answer is, you make it sound that we should be grateful. But now, we are without job, without equipment, without supplies, in a valley full of snakes, monsters, and killers.
Could be worse.
Yes, it could be worse. But I do not. But you have that imagination. I do not.
No, I wasn't asking you to be grateful. Just releasing you.
He sort of stands up, and he's maybe in his early 20s. An impressive collection of scars already for his age. Not bad looking, if maybe for the heavy scar that he has across his cheek, and he's been fairly bruised and battered in the fight as well. As he sort of picks up his friend, his friend a bit younger, maybe 16 at the most. There's a quick sort of chat between the two and Chaltin. Orvex sort of intervenes and turns towards you, Sorsha, and says, he says that they had supplies in their tents. Could we maybe leave them to them? It would give them some help to cross the jungle back north.
That's enough.
Just. Rune?
That's enough.
So,
Was that good enough?
Have enough.
we have enough. Okay.
Yeah, we have enough. Yes, okay, yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Stop mumbling through your trunk.
No, but Gale will indeed put down the supplies that we found and tell them just take your stuff. We don't have a quarrel with you.
Yeah, so you can see that through the next couple of minutes they gather their things. Some of them actually, the younger one is a bit distasteful to it, but the older of the two basically just goes to his other companions and starts picking off equipment. Whether they would have knives, they would have maybe trinkets around their necks or whatever, and so it basically starts looting the bodies for nothing really precious, but maybe tokens that would help them identify or bring back to their families or something, some sort of thing. Sort of stuffing his pockets with these in his bags. And as they leave, there's
So they're leaving their buddies' corpses to rot.
Yeah, well, they're not gonna carry them.
Well, and then we are the savages. Alright. Hey.
Well, I'll say this. You're in the jungle. the jungle. If there is no way you can dig a pit deep enough for the jungle animals not to get to the body. So might as well just leave it there.
You can put stones.
Even then, I mean.
Right now, they have no idea if you're you're going to change your mind at any point. So they won't just want to get out of here. And they do. There's a last sort of call out again in Chaltian to Orvex. Vroon, you sort of understand. I mean, this is a dialect from Portnian Zaru, so you understand it. It's basically him saying, "So, you coming?" And Orvex replies with a no, sort of turning towards you and says, I'm. It's a Chaltian expression that basically says I'm where I'm supposed to be. So that idiom, as in the two sort of the elder one of the two thugs sort of shrugs, and then they leave into they walk into the jungle, sort of leaving you there.
I'll grab everything that we can save, be it any food, maybe some extra blankets and other bed rolls, because it always makes it more comfortable, and we have a portable Hulk to carry it. So, so yeah, I'll continue the salvaging part, just to get everything that we need, and then I'll also tell the others.
I'll actually say at some point during this whole process, the two tabaxi have disappeared.
Yeah.
Without saying a word, without talking to anyone, they just poof.
Welcome.
Say that again, Vroon. Your trunk.
You're welcome.
It was a you're welcome.
You're welcome. No, I mean.
I'll just take the mask off.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
And I'll look at the others and say, so let's get out of here.
As you, by the way, as you loot the bodies, you would have found their arcane focuses, which are usually trinkets of bone or sort of lightning blasted wood. Hey there! How are you doing?
Warm.
I can understand that.
So much that there was drops coming out of the trunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I know that. I know that. So the right. Artis is pretty much Artis is
oof.
grabbed a couple of things from them and for his own benefit, and says, "Well, let's move then, huh?
Let's go.
Considering the general whatever happens to undead, I'm not too sure that I want to stay next to this monster any longer."
Absolutely.
Good. So let's get out of here. So, back to Omu, back to the map of Omu. Where do you are currently here? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
Not too far, but still a reasonable distance away. So yeah, I was thinking either here or there. We hadn't explored this yet, did we? No, I don't think so.
Well, we have the emplacement.
We went through inside from the outside, but we didn't stop to have a look inside.
Yeah, but do we really want to... I mean, we're not in very good shape. One. And two, do we want to waste more time hunting the whole city when we know the locations of remaining cubes?
I think might.
You cut out?
Yeah, you cut out. We didn't hear that.
I think a rest might be in order.
Oh, the rest is totally in order. The question is, where do we do that?
Oh, okay. The rest I didn't understand.
The thing is, I want to get out of here before the long rest, but the question is not do we rest or not. The rest is not an option.
Plus, we know that dear friend Bag of Nails, not that don't want him to pay us a nice little visit.
Well, technically, you do know kind of where he is. He is on the other side, as he shot one of the flying mages
Yeah.
as they were crossing the river.
But he can move.
That he can.
So I would go, either up north. I'd go up north.
North? Okay. So as I mentioned, we are late afternoon. The shadows are starting to creep down across the city as the sun is disappearing behind the cliffs. How fast are you moving? Are you trying to move stealthily, or are you trying to sort of not caring, you're just getting to a destination? What's your plan?
Gale would go with stealth.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too fast. Try to lose our tracks that anyone coming to the site of the battle cannot track us directly to where we rest.
Okay, make me a stealth roll. Let's get in a group stealth roll, please. 25. Nice, Heinrich. You managed to keep that moaning down.
That makes up for Gale.
Yeah.
Why is
Apparently I
it not
don't-
appearing? I rolled a
Me, it's
19, but it isn't appearing on.
It might come in.
We had the same issue yesterday, and just
Reload roll 20.
reload. D&D
D&D
Beyond.
Beyond.
So it's a
Same
19
here.
for me.
Okay, 19. Vroon.
Yes.
Disadvantage.
Ouch!
Well,
How are the three others faring?
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean-
Dragon Baits is and Orvex. I mean, Orvex is gonna be. Oh, there you go. Oh Jesus! All of you are. Yeah. Okay. So just for the audience. Right. So we have basically we've got Orvex with a 5, a Dragonbait with a 2, Artist with a okay. Right. Okay.
Oh, Dragonbait had a 2.
Yeah. Dragonbait and Orvex both had a critical fail.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure why I rolled publicly for Artist but not for Dragonbait. That's interesting.
Artis and Orvex.
Yeah.
Not for
It
Dragonbait,
just
yeah.
didn't roll publicly for Dragonbait.
I have no idea why that is. Roll 20. You know. You're gonna know. Right. So tell me, where are you headed? What building? Which building are you going into for rest?
I mean, I would pick a building that's still keeping it together on, like, either the one here or the one there, but really, we're not too far away from this and this temple, but at least we're out of the way and not very attractive.
I will say you had visited this one right here, this sort of old market, and that's where there were a couple of sturges, but there was a sturge nest, but
We dispatched it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Then we
could
should
go there too,
just
because
grab around
that's
it.
cleaned already.
Okay. I
Yeah,
will
staying
move you
inside
here.
the building, I think will be good.
Oh yeah, that's...
Avoiding unwanted neighbors.
Well, there was a let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe not this particular building, but one of the sides as one of the ones on the side, but because I need a map for what's coming, and I don't have the specific map for that bazaar, so I'm sorry. However, you basically spend the rest of the afternoon, early evening,
Resting.
resting, bandaging your wounds. Um, Before I tell you to get your long rest, I would like to know who's on guard, and what are the watches?
Vroon
So-
will take a watch. He's not got any spells, but he's on full hit points.
Okay.
I'll take a watch too.
Oh,
I
I'm pretty sure all of
suggest-
you are going to take a watch. I just
Yeah.
need to know in which order.
I suggest Sorsha, you're looking rough too, right?
Remember, let me check. But I got. Was such. No. Yeah. I'm in pretty bad shape.
Okay, so Artis and Dragonbait are still looking pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty. Yes.
Okay, so I suggest Vroon on the first one, Artis and or Dragonbait on the second one. I can take third, but yeah, I think we're gonna put the very very banged up people on the last watches.
I mean, I need 4 slots, which means that Artis, and so we can have Rune for first, Artis on second, Dragonbait on third, and I just need just one more.
I can take the last one.
And Gale. Okay.
Yeah, they're all will be with.
I'll fill any slot that's open or someone who would like to enjoy.
Considering that
my
your
company.
wounds are some of the more severe, as in you basically got chomped on, I think Artis says that we appreciate your volunteering, but let us handle this. We got this.
Yeah.
No worries.
There's a moment I say I just shrug a bit and I go to Dragonbait.
Mhm.
And there are like probably certain wounds that are still there. And so like Dragonbait, can I talk to you for a second? Just
He nods.
can you help me up with patching me up some wounds on my back, please?
Sure. He'll make a medicine check. Yes, Dragonbait does not have lay on hands, by the way. So this would be medicine. Oh well, medicine +6. So that's a 15. Yeah. So he definitely he knows his stuff. He helps sort of bandage the wounds, poultice the to avoid infection. No, he's pretty deft at this, and you kind of wonder how much time he's been spending sort of patching Artis up to be that deft with his fingers and.
The only thing I'm gonna do is just remove mostly of my half-eaten clothes, and I'm gonna put the coat around me. I'm gonna be like, Gale.
Yeah, just leave them out. I'll do that during my watch. However, since Gale knows she's gonna have a watch, I'm gonna burn some cure wounds on myself just
Okay.
to get a bit back up. because I'm currently very, very low. So
The,
it's
the,
one.
the only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to decipher those texts until I fall asleep.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check. Just pure intelligence.
Okay.
Is anybody else doing sort of what are you guys doing as you are sort of eating the resting before actually going to sleep?
Sorsha is gonna go around the place, making sure the place is safe for the night.
Yeah, you find it's basically sort of an open. It's an I wouldn't say open ruin, but it's a ruin with um, it maybe used to be in you said maybe half of a roof is left. There are these two walls that are still hanging up that seem fairly solid to cut off from any of the wind or such. Maybe a bit off of sight as well, but yeah, you set up sort of a rain catcher above the camp, sort of to keep the rain away from you, waiting as as everybody is basically awaiting for the tiny hut to be put up at some point to get out of the wet.
Mhm. So yeah, Gil's looking
But
better.
I will say, can you please make me an investigation check?
Yeah.
Sorsha, as you are examining the area.
After healing up, Gil is also gonna do a turn in the because I mean the grasping vines weren't that far away, and I'm still careful about those, so I'm definitely gonna help Sorsha in that endeavor.
And 18 is good enough. You are fairly certain. You are quite certain that there are none of the foliage around is of the grasping nature. As you bring you bring a torch, you start sort of moving about the foliage. Nothing moves, nothing jumps at you. You are safe in your area. You do, however, with an 18 investigation, there is one amongst the sort of the cobblestones and the whole thing. There's a sort of little place where there's mud that's sort of set in, and there is an imprint which you find interesting. It is of a elongated foot, sort of small in size, but clearly so it would look like the kind of footprints that dragon bait would leave, but much smaller.
Ulvix,
Yes, my dear. Yeah.
have you seen anything of the soul? And I
Oh, well, let me have a look. Now that I've remembered how my voice is supposed to go. Let's see. Would you give him advantage?
Yeah, well,
With a help
Gil
action?
is there too,
Yes.
and so we're certainly helping.
Oh, yes. Small, reptilian. Clearly standing upright. Yes. This has all the markings of a kobold.
Huh.
Wait, kobolds? Here.
That's surprising.
Well, I know that they have a presence among the mountains, but here in Omu, that is, they usually flock to dragon folk and the dragons. Please do not. Oh, could it be maybe that they were following the King of Feathers? Maybe. Interesting. Subset of kobolds and attracted. They usually, from what I understand, follow apex predators. Maybe they were here as followers of the King of Feathers. Oh dear. They do not take kindly to slaughtering their masters. What I mean,
Yeah.
we should be relatively safe. Um,
Well, clearly one of them passed through this area recently.
well, according to I am no tracker, but this marking looks maybe a day old at least.
We know what to look.
Yes, I guess so.
Yeah.
I'll warn
Please,
and will warn everyone, of course.
Yes, yes. As, sort of Orvex goes up to Artis, who's sort of struggling with the damp wood to start a fire. Artis sort of looks up, sort of sort of sighs, you know, kobolds, jeez.
Are we inside or is it just
No, this is outside.
in the
This sort
in
of
the
a
garden, like
sort of half. I mean, I can give you the map if you want to have a look.
Okay.
Uh,
Someone's breathing or having friction with the mic somewhere.
room.
Probably.
Okay.
So this is what your land would look like. The tiny hut, of course, is not there yet, but
Well, tiny hut. I'll summon it anyways. The moment they're like, yeah, don't worry, we'll handle it. I'll summon the tiny hut, find myself a corner, and try to read the papers and
okay.
fall
So,
asleep doing it.
With a
properly.
15, you understand sufficiently with that this is going to take a lot of time. This is a cipher that is this is military grade. So without this is beyond you for now. You might get lucky by continuing, but this is high level. This most likely this smells of orders or briefings, you know, that were given by instructions that were given to the mages from up high.
With my knowledge, would a comprehend language help me to understand it? Okay.
No, so comprehend language would help you understand the language, but you would, for example, it's not because you would be able to read it, but not understand it because it's a cipher in another language.
I think he'll swear a bit, put the papers away, and try to sleep with Nugget in his arms.
You see, this is where a warlock could actually do it, with the eyes of the runekeeper.
Actually, I think then still ciphers still don't auto translate.
Ah, well. Yeah. Okay then. So what? So is that everything in order? So you're studying. Oh, by the way, do you want to have a look at those books? By the way.
Oh yeah. Anything I can study from the books, I'm gonna be like, ooh.
Okay. Well.
Ooh, fireball. Ooh, interesting.
Well, here's the thing. I am going to share this with you now.
Yeah, the two smaller books, right?
The two smaller books, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in study mode until my body says like, yeah, no, you're gonna sleep right now.
Right. So you should now have in your library, in your journals, you should have a handout called Spell Tomes. And I just want to see your reaction.
Wait, where is it?
So it should be in your handouts.
You have a lot of handouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in my character sheet?
No, not your character sheet. But where you would...
Wait, because
Journal, right?
Yeah, the journal.
I am blind as hell because I cannot find it. Spell tomes. Get it.
Okay.
That's why I said we have a lot of handouts.
Yes. Could you please read that out loud, please? So there are two tomes. There are two tomes.
Shit.
You have the rune embossed on it. Seems to be first of all, the leather bound is a strange kind of leather. It seems to be more of a leather made of maybe mushroom or some kind of vegetable, vegetal. Come on, flora rather than fauna, with regards to the leather. The books are very wooden parchment, and the writing on it, the note, are clearly undercommon. However, you can discern enough of it to discern a pair of spell books. Do you want to read to your friends the spells that you now could, given time and the means, copy into your spellbook?
Oh shit. I'll ask other ways. Which level would you like to know? Just give me a level and I'll tell it directly.
Let's start with 4.
Light, fabricate, fire shield, hallucinatory terrain, locate creature, phantasmal killer, polymorph, and stone skin.
That's wow. Nice.
By the way, I've just shown the. I will if you allow it. I can share this with everyone so that you can have a look. By the way, for those who are asking, this is a spell book. These are a pair of spell books that you find in Out of the Abyss, while the players are maybe level what, 6, 7, and they have spells going from 1 to 8.
What are the level 8 spells? Just for kids.
Anti-magic field, feeble mind, incendiary clouds, maze, power word stun, telepathy.
Nice.
There.
Yeah. I think you hear, like, for the first hours, you hear Heinrich like, God damn it, those fucking ciphers, I hate this. Then 10 minutes later, like, oh, giggle, like a little kid, like, oh, this is interesting, and starts to read, and you hear him giggle, and then like X hours further, it's like you hear him snore with just the 2 books in his hand, with the nugget on him, looking at him like.
I will say this: both of both spell books seem to be quite old and are quite fragile. So you need to you'll need to take care of them. They are not perpetual spell books. They are not magically enchanted against the elements. So beware.
I'll put them in my bag of holding directly. In anything I can do to protect them as good as possible. Jesus.
You're welcome.
As I go sleep, I just feel like so fucking. Fuck it.
You're cutting out a lot.
You might
yeah,
have to
but
turn
I
up
got
your voice activation.
Okay.
But I understood. I understood.
What you want, and be quick about it because I'm fucking bad.
Okay.
The moment you say something I don't like, you can go see us.
And who are you saying that kind of things?
Is anybody hearing you say that? Murmuring.
No.
Okay, make me a stealth
Okay.
check, and I want, because you are crammed, you're sort of cramming into the space. So I want you to make a stealth check, and all of the others, you can make me a perception. No, this would be against your passive perceptions.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm hearing nothing.
I mean, for passive perception, I need to know.
It is
Do
not
we
lying.
level up after the rest?
Sorry?
Level up after the rest.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides, I mean, she
And
rolled
it's
a
only 20.
she
Yeah,
rolled a
she rolled a
23.
23.
So, okay. Yeah, so the murmur escapes any and all people within the dome as you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Rune, you take the first watch. As the night sort of creeps in, the
Everyone, get your butts in that tent.
Oh, yeah, we're already
yeah,
there.
you're
I
already
mean,
there.
You're not.
Yeah, physically.
Kumari's going to settle into a corner.
He's not there yet.
Hmm?
Mario's not there yet.
Okay, not there then.
Kumari was slain during battle.
Oh,
and
true.
have not
Yes,
had-
of course.
I have not had any spell slots to
My mistake?
summon her. So
My mistake. Okay. The way that things make me a perception check.
Who?
Rune. Okay. As the night grows dark, the clouds heavy above Omu eclipsing all light, you find yourselves in pitch black darkness.
I will definitely make a fire though.
The light of the fire is sort of reverberating across the walls, but making your shadow dance. But other than that, the night is quiet. You hear a few birds, some of the night animals, but nothing to report. As you turn to your friends and you go to wake Artis.
Wake up.
Yep. He sort of wakes up, sort of taps you on the shoulder, and sort of moves to take his position. Sorsha. At some point during the night, you dream. Let's try and find something that could be. Let's try this. You find yourself in the swamp, similar to what you had crossed by in these past few days. However, while the sounds of insects around you, the smell, the squishing of the mud under your feet, at some point that muddy terrain turns to stone. The trees around you that would put this wall of vegetation start to get closer and closer, their bark almost sort of melding together to form a texture similar to rough stone. And you keep walking. Little by little, the sounds of the swamp fade away, and that rough stone under your feet turns to cobbles and then to flat stone slabs. The rough stone around you turns to cut stone, black marble, in which you can almost see your reflection. As you keep walking, you start seeing alcoves in the walls around you. In each alcove, a statue. No features to each of these. They're humanoid, um, maybe varying variances in size. You're not exactly sure. As soon as you move from one statue into another, the traits of the previous one are forgotten, except for one thing. All of them seem to have their eyes closed, their mouth open, and at their brow, just above the brow, there is a very small, unmoving purple light. Less than a not a it's less than no, not a light, not something that shines, but almost a reflection. Like the reflection of a facet of a gem, but suspended without the gem itself. And you see this reflection upon just above their heads for every single one of these statues to each side. You find yourself walking even further. And that's when you start noticing dimly, from a light that doesn't exist other than maybe in your own mind, you start seeing the silhouette of a throne. Massive. It's almost impossible to judge the size in this parody of a parallax view. But you do notice that there is a figure sitting in it. As sculptural as the same environment, there's a moment where you might think that he might be a statue himself, sitting in this throne made of the same substance. But then you start to realize that at his forehead there is also this reflection, but here you understand that this is the source. This is the light that is being reflected by every single column, every single statue in this corridor. As you look back, you see nothing but darkness, except for these pinpricks of light reflecting back to him. The light that is produced by this source, this cold mineral source of light, obscures his face. You can't see exactly his traits, but you understand his size, at least in this dreamscape. Well, little one, we meet again. It has been a long time.
What you want?
I have been looking for you for a long time. How have you fared?
I think you misunderstand. I'm not here for country. And I don't think you really care about my... So please, spare me.
Oh, but little one, these are not pleasantries, little gem. I have very much interest in you. The gift that you bear, the one that has kept you away from my attention from so long. is my gift. You and yours fled all those years ago. And I am sorry if your fellows have told you that you should have lived in fear of discovery. For that is not the case. I have not sent pursuit, nor have I looked for you, put a bounty on your head.
Light, light, and light. You've been on my back.
Child, little one, little gem. I have not been at your back. I have been very much at your finger. No. But I understand that yours would have told horror stories about me. Of course. They misunderstood what I stand for, what I wish from them. Changelings are a very selfish lot.
And that you keep my mother away from me. Is that a misunderstanding too?
Your mother is among my court. I have never prevented you from seeing her.
You expect me to believe that?
Why should I lie to you?
And why would my mother not have contacted me all these years?
She is of my court. She has her role here.
Set her free. She is. See? And now you're wondering why I resent you.
You resent me by the fault of those who decided to escape their responsibilities. Members of my court, at my service. Servants, yes, but with a purpose that I could have given them. They are the ones who fled, taking you away from yours. They are the ones who took you from your mother. I am not the one who took your mother from you. But I understand that through these years, that point of view may have been carved into you like into rock.
The point now, please.
The point is, I see where you are and understand somewhat of your situation. It would not be in my interest should you perish or disappear in such a faraway land. No. I very much wish for you to come back to me. And so I give you this. The ring is a conduit. Usually it is to allow me to see through those who serve me. But the conduit may go both ways. And I may, should you wish it, should you accept it, impart some of my power through the ring. Give you a safe space to be. Power to see beyond, to see within, to protect yourself. For I wish for you to survive. I wish for you to fare well. Because I know somewhat of your character now. And I know that you wish to return to me. Maybe not for a pleasant visit. But it is my hope.
No.
It is my hope that we would find an understanding. That I might convince you of the greater purpose that I could give you in this world. So what is it? What will it be, little gem?
Yeah.
Do you wish for my
Your
assistance?
graceful gift. What would you want me to pay? Because you're like,
I demand nothing but your well-being. Stay alive. Come back to me. That is my price. I will help you through your endeavors, help you against obstacles, help you fight against tooth, fang, and spell. In exchange, I just ask you to come back to me. To meet with me. You know where to find me.
you wished to arm me with a knife to put to your throat? How nice of you.
If that is what you wish, you will have a knife.
So much more than that. Still, no faith.
Say that again.
I have no faith in you
I do not
as
ask for
my
faith.
guide.
Faith is for the gods. I do not require faith. I do not even require loyalty. No. I just require your purpose.
My pup.
Yes. What is your purpose, little one? To destroy me?
Purpose is mine.
Then continue on. Find that purpose. And you will see that that purpose will lead you back to me. And in that, I am paid for my services. These gifts are given to you willingly. By the... However, there is one price.
Oh,
A necessary amendment to the object that you carry.
so
For our link to be strengthened, I would need the key. I promise I will not haunt your dreams, nor provide you with nightmares as so many warlock patrons might be. No, 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 no. However, should I give you these gifts, I need that door opened. You will not be able to hide from me. Anyone else, of course. I am not one to share my space within.
I'm not opening my.
Hmm. I am not asking you to open it to me. Or to anyone else. But my gifts will need to come through. You will find me a benevolent patron. I do not ask sacrifice. I do not ask for faith. I do not ask for deeds done in my name. Do you not understand this?
But I have to take your words for trust. Anything, any of the things you've said so far.
Hmm. Think of it this way then. If I would regate on any promise that I make you, what would it bring me? What interest do I have in lying to you?
Don't go in the mind of the... Because you may have a bright mind. I'll allow you. You've done a lot. What you do to me is...
Say that again, you cut out.
What you do to me is sick.
The throne, this heavy, imposing figure upon the throne. At some point, the figure sort of stepped off of it, and as he walks towards you, he's about your level. But again, while you see these very rich purple and flowing robes around him, slightly maybe sort of floating, almost caught by a wind as he's not exactly touching the floor. He's sort of almost levitating above it. You can see that about his hands that he amidst the many rings and bracelets that he wears, you can see that it is a purplish skin, but almost translucent, as if his body were made of amethyst. But his face itself, again, hidden away by the contrast of light coming from coming at his forehead, from this crown that seems to be revolving around him. I will be here, should you wish for my help. I cannot force my power upon you. That is in the nature of the ring that you carry. The gifts will be there should you decide to accept them. Should you not wish for me to impede upon your mind, I can make you this promise then. You will know when I knock at your door. I expect for you to, should you be amenable, to open and to discuss. In that way we may exchange, should you require new gifts. I will not impose my presence upon you anymore tonight, little gem. Should you wish, well, I have my eye upon you and upon that door of your mind. Should it open, I will be there. As he turns, sort of strange. It is strange that so many who have come to me for these gifts, for this power, and I have turned away or ignored. But you, little gem, what makes you so special that I would be courting you? Well, that is something for us to find out, shall we? I return you to your dream. You know where to find me should you wish your heart's desire, and even more. And as he turns, he fades into the darkness around you. And once again, you find yourself in this long corridor, slowly dissipating into mist. Mist falling away to a cave of some sort. There's a familiarity to it. And you wake.
Probably right. Look around.
Mm-hmm.
Stop myself from throwing one. And just take a bit of time to probably calm myself.
As you wake, as you wake and you stir a little bit, you can see Dragonbait sort of turning around, sort of nodding towards you, like, in a way to imply he's asking if everything's all right. He turns, sort of. He has a quick sort of shuffle on the log that is sitting next to the fire, um, implying that should you wish it, there is a seat for you next to the fire.
Probably won't take the scene because that would be too long. Short.
Okay. About an hour passes. Vroon, you are awoken for the end of the watch. No, sorry, Gale. Apologies,
No,
Gale.
Confused?
No, sorry. I had my notes and I read them upside down. No problem. So yeah, Gale, you awaken.
Mm-hmm.
Everything seems normal as you take your place next to Dragonbait. Dragonbait sort of stretches. Basically goes to maybe sort of have a quick last nap before the everything begins, and you start sort of military style preparing for the morning to come.
Yeah. It's still dark, I guess.
It is still dark, though you can kind of see above the trees, beyond the trees, you can start seeing the rose. It's starting to get lighter. The blue of the sky, of the night sky, is started to turn to a lighter bright. You're about an hour away from daylight.
Okay. I'll start building the fire slowly back up.
Okay.
Keep an eye out on for everything.
Make me a perception check.
Yes. Perception, not persuasion. That is 15.
15. As you look about, keeping an eye out for anything, basically, a heavy mist. Well, no, it's misty today, as a mist bank has sort of rolled in over the jungle. It's difficult to see beyond a certain perimeter. So specifically in this case, 150 feet, so 30 meters. However, at some point you do detect movement coming in from the south. A pair of flickering flames, sort of not torches. The flame is cleaner. Oil lamps, maybe? two of them. And you can see that they undulate as if they're being the sort of movement in a rhythmic, sort of a slow, sort of winding way. Slowly,
Yeah.
but coming towards you. Just visible, not exactly. You can't really see what's illuminating it, what's holding them up because of the mist. But just as they come out, these a series of 6 silhouettes, sort of cut out from the mist. Humanoid.
I'll put a hand inside the dome with a stone in my hand and just chuck the stone at Vroon, because technically the dome is impervious to sound.
Not impervious to
Properly?
sound.
Oh,
Not
okay.
from. I think anything that goes out is anything that goes in. You can still. Anyways, doesn't matter in this case. But yes.
Yeah, well, I don't want to make sound anyway, so
That's fair.
I'll just chuck the stone at Vroon, and to wake him up, and when I see his eyes open, I'll signal him just with hand gestures. 6 incoming.
The figures walking through the mist, as they cut away from the mist, you see them more clearly.
Mm-hmm.
They are human, or at least human looking. Chaltian,
Yeah, right.
all of them. All of their features are human, so no snake heads, no snake arms, no snake legs. The first one walks, and she is holding a large platter. And in the dawning light, you can see glittering of gold, silver, metallic objects situated on this wide plate, which itself seems to reflect with golden hues. Behind her, 2 men. These would be gorgeous. Chaltian, young, late teens. They are, I would say, almost hypnotically gorgeous in a sense as they walk along. And another 3 women behind. The 2 men holding these vasks with of what you now detect on the wind are perfumed oils that are being burned. And behind them are another 3 of these Chaltians, dressed in veils, jewelry, decked out in painted over paint and makeup over their eyes, their head, and their shoulders, as they walk towards you almost like in a procession. The 3 in the back are holding, again, these large bowls with, from what you can understand to be from the distance, either fruit or food, and the center one has a large jug at the center. And the 3 in the back are wearing, almost like garlands, these heavy snakes over their shoulders that seem to be sort of undulating like scarves.
Mm-hmm. You didn't put them on the map. Oh yeah, okay.
There they are.
Yeah.
So how long does it take them to get to the camp?
They are walking. They are walking.
Them?
They are walking slowly. Almost, and as they get closer, you almost hear them almost humming.
From when Gale woke Vroon up, how long since?
2 or 3 minutes.
Then Vroon is still going.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Wake the others.
However, as they come up to about to where they are right here on the map, they stop.
Yeah.
And all of them except for the two holding the lanterns, in a seamless gesture, sort of kneel to the floor, place the offerings in front of them, and then come back up, their hands crossed above their chests, almost in supplication, on their knees still. And wait.
I'll look at them very much sentry. So trident at my side, shield.
Mm-hmm.
Shield, not battle stance, but also at my side, and I'll wait for the others to come out.
Vroon, in the meantime, while he's getting his armor on, giving it some other people, like, come on,
Yeah, I think Vroon does a lot to wake up everybody. With his with the clinking of the armor, with his moving about and trying to. It's you're rushing things, which only makes things longer. But here, as the mist you can see above Gale's shoulder. Sorsha, you were awoken by the psychic cries of your familiar, going, "Ooh, look! There's something happening! There's something happening." Nugget comes and sort of pokes you, Heinrich, understanding that there might be danger. At least that. So yeah, slowly but surely, all of you wake up to find these 6. I mean, they have the build of dancers. These would be highly sought out artists in Port Nyanzaru, for example. Any one of them would have a cult following in any port along this or any sea.
An important question.
An
important question.
I can't hear you.
Long rest. Like, what's going on? Like, I see my camera light up, so it's like.
No, we've heard. I have an important question, but not the next part.
I kept repeating it, and it didn't get.
I got it. I got it in the end. Yes.
I have an important question.
As these 6 sort of raise their eyes towards you, and as you all wake, you have gotten a long rest. You have gotten your level up. So welcome to level 8, 9? 9. So welcome to level 9. And that's where we're going to take today's break.
Yay!
So to those watching, we will see you in a few moments. For you, my players, we will see each other quite late. And I cannot guarantee that I will still be wearing this makeup, nor so. We will see you. We will see you in a moment.